Hi everyone, Denise, FARQUHARSON Coaching here. How are you doing? I hope you're great. Well, we're coming towards the end of this week now, and we're now on day 6 of the Summer in Rome series. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope it's really helping you to just really think about some things about your life and be all about what I'm all about, which is to help you transform your challenges into success. That's what this is all about. So I do hope these are helping you as much as possible. So let me just give people a little bit of time to just kind of catch on and connect as much as they possibly can before we just get started. Today's a little bit different. Today we're going to talk about the 3 tips to imposter syndrome, and it's a topic that actually has been talked about quite a lot, and it's very prevalent, and it is very real and very active, even amongst us as women, as corporate Christian women, as people in business, Christian women in business as well. It doesn't matter who you are, actually. Pretty much everybody to a certain degree is impacted by this particular syndrome. And I'm just going to cover a couple of things actually that can help us from day 6's verse to help us understand that a little bit better. So let me just see if I can see. Hello, I thought I'd spotted Rahila there. Welcome, Rahila, good to see you. And right, and I can see all my comments now as well. So I want you to be interactive in this, so get ready to type away, and hopefully there's not too much of a lag on what I'm doing. But if any of you have just joined for the first time and you're watching this, I'm Denise FARQUHARSON, and I'm just running a 21-day series from Romans chapter 12, from verse 1 to verse 21. Each verse is going to inspire you, motivate you to think about your life differently. And that's why I'm doing this, which is why I've called it Summer in Rome, because it's based on Romans chapter 12. If you've not caught up with some of the previous sessions before, then by all means go back. We've talked about the mind, we've talked about pride, we've talked about your talents, your skills, your abilities. We've covered some things around motivation. We've covered some things around being part of other people and being mentors and mentees, for example. And so it's really important that you do just go back and just read and listen to some of those previous videos, because at least it will help you to just stay on track for just different aspects of your life over these next 21 days. And you never know, you might even be able to start a new habit, because it takes 21 days, right? But it's all down to a decision that you make. So let's start off with verse 6. So chapter 12, Romans chapter 12, our Summer in Rome series, chapter 12 and verse 6 today says, having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith. Okay, so what this is about is the fact that we have differing gifts. Now I want you to just pop this in the comments for me right now. Don't think too hard about this question, okay? But I want you to consider, what are some gifts or talents that you have that maybe others don't know you have? Okay, put them in the comments below. I want to see what they are. Maybe it could be something that somebody doesn't know that you can do. Somebody doesn't know that you can perform this particular thing. Someone may not know that you might have studied this particular subject even. You just never know. There's always something interesting about all of us. All of us have got something that is a skill or an ability or a talent. So go on, go ahead, put it in. And I know those of you who are already on the call, I may already know some of your talents, but that's fine. Put it in anyway. And those of you who are watching this on replay, type in #replay and type in what it is that you know is definitely something you're really good at. Maybe nobody knows, but you're passionate about it, or it could be an amazing hobby. Just put that in and let's just see what they are, because I'm going to use them and help you realize how much we have all got imposter syndrome. Every single one of us have it, okay? But there are 3 tips that I'm going to share with you as to how you can overcome it and get around it. Okay, so But what is imposter syndrome? What is that? So imposter syndrome really is, I'm going to use some very specific words around this, okay? And it's things about how we have pervasive thoughts. And they are thoughts that can make us feel as if we are doubting the ability that we have with that particular talent. It really does. And so we then hold back and we just go into like a shell, really. Maybe not physically, but in our mind, we go into a shell. And then when the imposter syndrome is all about actually making us feel as if I try and show up and do this and deliver this and share this, then I feel like a fraud, or I feel like I'm some kind of a fake person. And am I really good enough? Am I really qualified enough? Am I really effective enough at this particular thing that I am trying to, particularly share or deliver or say or do? Okay. And the thing is, we often, and we do this all the time, we minimize our accomplishments. Oh, it was nothing. It's okay. Oh, it was a bit of this and a little bit of that. And we all do it. But what this particular scripture is saying, and this verse is saying, is actually having then gifts differing, actually, we all have different gifts. It's as simple as that. We all have different gifts. So I can see some things coming up here. Hang on a second. Let's have a look. So Sandra's saying that she plays the trumpet. Yes. And yeah, I knew that one. But what I don't think I've actually ever heard you play the trumpet, Sandra. No pressure. That's okay. You've delivered sessions on stress, and Sandra, stress is still out there and needs you. Someone needs to hear that lesson, that session, okay? You will have a particular set of people who will be listening to you and want to hear from you. So by all means, you may well have to pull that one out. No pressure. And seriously, ladies, I'm not here to pressure anybody today, okay? But I might be ruffling some feathers. And if I do, and your feathers are ruffled and you feel urged to do something about it, go for it, okay? Let's have a look. Rahila is saying teaching. Yes. That's one of your hidden talent. Hidden? Or you actually do it, Rahila? So just double check that with me. Are you actually hiding it, or you genuinely can teach and teach very well? Sandra, same again as well, teaching as well. Brilliant. And therefore, what subjects? And therefore, who could it be? Who could you be teaching? And even if we are all in full-time jobs or businesses right now, who needs your voice? Who do you need to serve? Who needs to feel the impact of your gift in their life? I'm going to say that again. Who needs to hear and feel the impact of your gift in their life? As a Christian, we often have these things going on in us around salvation. We've received salvation from Christ. Wonderful. It's amazing. But sometimes we have an imposter syndrome even about our salvation. Oh yes, I am a Christian. And we kind of hide it. Then we also have an imposter syndrome about grace, God's grace. And he's poured out his grace on us for us to receive freely. And sometimes we just sort of, it's nothing. And we do the same for mercy as well. God's mercy is poured out upon us, and we sometimes take advantage of it, or sometimes don't appreciate just how much mercy we have upon our lives. And also forgiveness is one of them as well. Just that whole package of salvation and grace and mercy and forgiveness, we sometimes just hide behind it and sort of dismiss it, really, and feel like a fraud even as a Christian. And we shouldn't feel like that, but it does happen. And I'm acknowledging that today. Let's raise our heads above that imposter syndrome as a Christian, for instance. And let's see from the top tips what we can do about it. So that's from the Christian perspective. From a corporate or business woman perspective, sometimes we get the pay grades, and it was, it was an extra such and such pounds or dollars, and we dismiss it. And we get promotion and we get awards, and it was nothing. You know, we feel like a fraud. How on earth did I ever manage to get that done? And we question our abilities and question our success, and we question our quality and our excellence. And that's just not good enough, really. We sometimes get qualifications, whether it's a degree or a master's degree, or passing particular tests or completing particular programs, and we still dismiss it as, oh, it was nothing, you know. Yes, I did pass it, but, you know, a lot of people are looking up to you, ladies, and thinking, my goodness, you are amazing, you are awesome, and I'm asking you, please, to own your awesomeness. Own how amazing you are. You may well be in business and getting lots of sales, increasing your revenue. You have got profit going out the roof, and you're being recognized for it. But actually, how much are you owning that? And that's the interesting part of it that we need to just really get a hold of and just reflect on it and take some time out to just decide, okay, Lord, what do I need to do about this? All right. Just spotted a couple of things coming up. Let's have a look before I go on to the top 3 tips. So, no pressure, Sandra. Hiding it because I'm shy, okay? But even shy people need to hear from a shy person. Because often, shy people don't, and often, you know, we use the word shy or introverted or quiet. I often find that introverted and shy people are the most, sometimes the most intelligent, most reflective, most measured people. And people who are also shy tend to want to hear from shy people because sometimes they don't always relate to the extrovert. And the extroverted person is probably sometimes just a bit too much for the shy person. So think of it slightly differently, Rahila, is that actually your introvertedness and your shyness is actually attractive to the shy person. And therefore the teaching for them and whatever that subject might be is going to be effective for them rather than ineffective. So have a think about it from that perspective. Workplace and Bible study class. Is that something that you could do, Rahila? That's the thing about reading your comments too late. Forgive me. Just double check that for me. Workplace and Bible study class. Is that something that you want to do? So Sandra says, God's grace and mercy. How awesome. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so what are our 3 tips? 3 tips for dealing with this imposter syndrome. It's all in that verse, ladies. It's all in the verse where it says, having then the gifts according to the grace. So the first tip is accept. Accept that I don't really like the term imposter syndrome. It just sounds like a very bad disease for somebody who feels like they're an imposter. And actually it can be overcome very simply. First step is accept. And I want you to use that verse 6, Romans 12, verse 6. Having then gifts differing according to the grace. Basically, you've got the gift. It's as simple as that. Accept you've got the gift. Having then gifts. It's not saying maybe if you have the gift. It's not saying potentially you have the gift. It says boldly having. That means you have possessed it. You have contained it. You already have a hold of it and own it. So I'm suggesting own it. Okay? Having then the gifts differing. So I want you to accept it first of all. Second thing is the next part of the verse that says prophesy. Okay, so it says having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy. So I want you to speak into that gift that you have, into that imposter, fraudulent, fake subconscious that's going on inside of you. And prophesy into it and speak to it. Speak into the future of it. Speak to the fact that there is an ability within that gift within you. And that's what I want you to do with it. So accept it and then prophesy into it, speak into it, predict into it, futurize it. And if it means you've got to write something down, go for it, okay? Then the third thing is I want you to lift your faith. I want you to lift your belief level. It's as simple as that. The last part of the verse says, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith. So my faith for all of you who are listening to this message may be up here, but your faith for yourself might be down here. What I'm saying is, come on, increase that faith. Increase that proportion of your faith. Resurrect that belief in you that you have got amazing gifts, that you are not an imposter, that you are not fraudulent, and that you are not a fake, but you are more than able, and you can go above and beyond where you are right now. So those 3 tips again. Accept. Just use that verse. I'll put the verse actually in the comments, all right? If I get to, once this has gone live. Accept. Having gifts, accept that verse. Having gifts, you have the gift, accept it. Prophesy and speak into it. Speak into the future, speak into the prediction of it. And thereafter, lift your faith, believe it can happen. All right? So what are you going to do with it? So get rid of that imposter syndrome. Remove it by doing those 3 things. Accept, prophesy, and lift your faith, believe. It's possible. And therefore, once that's gone, it will release so much for you. It will release opportunities for you to be able to develop in much more ways. You will blossom. It will bring you joy by just removing that imposing syndrome that's just pulling you down subconsciously. And it's just not worth it. All right. So any further questions or comments, please do leave them below. Anything that you're uncertain of, then please just ask and I will try my utmost best to help you. In the meantime, all the best. Have a great day. Great to connect with you and I will catch you tomorrow for day 7.